Hello dolls, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to share another one of my collections with you. I feel like I share a lot about my clothes, my accessories, but one thing I feel like I haven't really showed you yet are my purses. I have quite a few purses and handbags. They're basically all vintage and from the 60s and 70s with a couple of exceptions, but I really adore them. I feel like a good purse can definitely make an entire look, and so today I thought I would just show you all the purses that I have. So get yourself a drink, get comfortable. This might take a little while, but I really want to share these with you and all the wonderful stories and memories that I made with them. Let's start with this one. This used to be the purse that I used every single day, and I still like to use it. It's just that currently I like to do a lot of rather matte looks, and I feel like this doesn't work as well with it. But it is a vintage purse from the 1960s, most likely. It's tooled leather. I love that. I think it is so beautiful. Has a long strap. I actually put this thing on it. It just has a couple of coins from different countries that I travel as a little lucky charm. And then there are like some leftover little bibs and bobs in here. For example, a train ticket that my son got on our last trip. I really love this bag for hippie looks, some laid back 1960s looks, and it is a lot more spacious than what you would think, which is why I really like it. Moving on with my Jane Birkin bag. I feel like these bags are just so wonderful for all sorts of Jane Birkin inspired looks. Unfortunately, some of these like straw bits start to loosen, so I might need to find a way to glue them back on. But yeah, this wonderful little basket bag always reminds me of Jane. I must have gotten this on Vinted, I'm pretty sure. It says in here that it is made in Hong Kong and it has this beautiful lining. I really love it. It is such a special piece. And this is a piece that I really love to bring on vacation. I feel like this is stunning with just a classic white look. As said, perfect for a picnic look and all sorts of Jane Birkin inspired looks. Let's move on with these three because they're kind of similar and they're also all great for a mod look. Let's just start with this white one. So this is a classic 1960s mod purse. It has a very structured shape to it, usually something that is sort of square, geometrical, and then it usually has some sort of metal bit in the middle that'll actually close this part. Yeah, I really like this white one. I got this one thrifting and it is in immaculate condition. I just feel like white purses really bring together these very mod looks because white and just these classic pieces were so popular. I have almost the same purse in brown. It's just a little bigger and the condition isn't as great, but it's still fine. It also has the metal piece. As I said, they're all a little different, but kind of like similar. So I wanted to show you all of these at once. Then it has some green lining, which I actually really like. This one is also really great for mod looks, as said, because it is a little bigger. I tend to grab this one a little more because it can hold a book, while the other one, if it's like a slightly bigger book, that won't fit. And then I have this black one, which is slightly different because it has like a slouchier shape, but it also has the metal bit up here. I love everything with like a little clasp. I do have a thing for vintage metal clasps. They're just wonderful. So yeah, I have this bag. It fits a little more because of its like slouchy shape, and I do like them. I know that a lot of people get a little bothered by the fact that a lot of these purses don't have like a strap, but I don't mind it if I'm being honest. And when it comes to bags, I usually check two things. I obviously check for the color, and when I decide on which bag to style with my outfit, I usually check on three things. Number one, the color, obviously. I feel like this is the very obvious one. Whatever works with your outfit. In this case, it would have been black. And then the next thing that I want to check on is the material. So I feel like some looks go better with suede. Mod looks tend to go a lot better with just the classic leather. Then I feel like the more later you go into the 60s, the more bohemian the style gets. You can definitely do suede. I also like to do the same leather for my shoes as I like to do for my purse. And then the final thing that I take a look at is the shape. For example, this one is just a very classic mod shape. I love how angular this is, but this one definitely goes with a super mod look. But this one I feel like goes also well with more bohemian looks because the shape is just not as angular. I'm trying to be quick so that this video isn't an hour long. Next up I have this one, another thrift store find. I got this in Paris with my husband. Must have been 2 years ago. It definitely was before my son was born. And what I really like about this one is the corduroy. I'm a big corduroy fan. And then of course this wonderful wooden bit up here, these like wooden details. It's so beautiful. These purses were definitely more popular in the late 60s going into the 70s. Do you see this? There's a makeup brush just lingering between these bits. It must have been stuck there for a while. I haven't used this bag in a while, which now that I look at it, I don't even know why. It is so fabulous and beautiful. Yeah, this also goes really well with these kind of like playful, dolly, late 60s kind of looks. But I also feel like this is really, really great for just like a merry and faithful kind of late 60s bohemian style. Speaking of rather bohemian purses, I have this one. This is my go-to purse for all sorts of concerts because it just has a good size for that and you can close it with a beautiful metal clasp. This one used to belong to my grandma, and the last occasion on which I took it out was when I saw Bob Dylan 2 weeks ago. So yeah, this is a wonderful purse, and I like that it used to belong to my grandma. It just makes it a little more special. But I feel like this purse is a very Sharon Tate inspired look. It goes great for all sorts of Anita Pallenberg looks. Basically all these like late 1960s bohemian little darker looks. Anything groupie would also work really well. I maintain these with a suede brush. I have one that has these like soft plasticky bristles on one side and then metal bristles on the other side, and that's how I keep all of these in shape. And then for the ones that are just regular leather, I like to use a leather balm every now and then. Moving on with an evening purse, also from the thrift store. Isn't this so beautiful? I love beaded purses. There are another couple ones to come, and this one, it's just so fabulous. I have to say I don't use this very often because of the size. I feel like you would need to go out to like a fancy dinner or something, which we don't really do that much anymore. But if I ever go, I will take this. Also for some sort of like going out. Christmas is around the corner, so maybe for Christmas I can pull this one out again. The next bag was a gift from my dad and my stepmom. Isn't this so beautiful? They actually brought this bag from the Baltic Sea where they go on vacation every year. I just came back from the North Sea actually 2 days ago. But yeah, I think that this is so special. They got it at a little flea market, and I love how this has all these beautiful little 60s fabrics. This is definitely a self-made project. You can tell by the seams, but I love it. I know that back in the 60s and 70s, they would sell these kind of like plasticky pieces and then just a pattern to do your own purses with. And I like to imagine that someone just took all their fabric scraps and turned it into this purse. I mean, look at it. I love this fabric, but then also this one. I mean, you cannot choose. There are so many great fabrics on here. I also love how much stuff this holds. Like, this is a great bag if you want to do like a full day in the park, a full day by the lake or something. It just holds a lot of things. Moving on with another big bag. This one is most likely from the late 60s going into the 70s. I use this to travel mostly because of how big it is. It just fits a lot of things. I really like this. These kind of like bags that have a couple of seams and then something like this buckle here became really popular in the late 1960s. I also have a suitcase that is like this, and then like a couple other suitcases. I didn't include them in here because they aren't purses, but they're also technically fashion accessories that you use to carry your things somewhere. So I don't know, but yeah, I do really like this purse. As said, it is just gigantic, which is why I don't really use it on the daily, but for a weekend trip, this is perfect. I feel like with this purse, I can kind of explain what I meant with the buckle thing. So this purse has it too. What a wonderful purse. This is one of my all-time favorite purses, honestly. Such a good size, such a good bag. Really, really perfect for basically all sorts of 60s looks. It is in great condition. The inside is like a little dented, but that is fine. And then it even has like a big metal button in the front. It's kind of hard to close because the leather has gotten stiff over the past couple of years, or probably last couple of decades. But I really like this purse. I think it is great. This is like the size of purse that I really like. I usually go by, does it fit a book? And then best case scenario, does it also fit some sort of water bottle? I do actually have another patchwork bag. It's just really different. It is this one made from patchwork leather. As you can tell by the like late 60s going into the 70s, all sorts of purses that have like a special kind of detail up here became really popular. I like this one. I have to say I used to use this a lot and I haven't used it as much lately. I don't even know why. I mean, honestly, the more that I look at these purses, I just feel like I should style all of them and should wear them more often. I just get lazy, like probably everyone. I put my things in one bag and then I'll use it for a week or so. But yeah, honestly, I have all of my things in like little purses and little compartments so that I can switch them easily, and I should just do it more often. This one is my newest purse and also the only one I think that isn't vintage at all. It is an Orla Curly bag that I recently got gifted by them, and I just love it. Honestly, this color combo, if you've been on my channel for a couple of years now, you know that this is my favorite dress. And the color combination of blue, white, and red is just perfect for 60s looks. So I'm so grateful for this one. It also has a long handle, and then the inside is aligned with this beautiful fabric. I really like this purse, and I'm really grateful for them sending this one over. It honestly meant so much. The shape is great. This is so good for a 1960s look. Works perfectly. It's also made from genuine leather. I have to be honest with you, I've never owned a purse as valuable as this one, which is why I keep it in pristine condition, because it just feels so special. This is a very special piece to me, and I'm eternally grateful for having the opportunity to got this gifted. I don't really use this one anymore, but it is a little bag from my childhood, and actually it's from my mom's childhood. My mom was born in 1969, so this is probably from the mid-70s. Because I stored it away, it's gotten a little flat, but it used to look like this, and I think if you use it again, it'll look like this again. And right now I'm holding on to this for my son, and also because sometimes if you just need a little bit of money, a phone, maybe this works, but really as soon as you need a wallet or something, space in here gets very limited. But this also has a nice vintage metal clasp, so maybe this is where my love came from. This is another rather recent thrift find. I definitely got this within the last year, and there is a matching little coin purse to this. I debated using this one for my wedding, but then I ended up not really using any sort of purse. And for what I wanted to carry, I used the other white one that I showed you, the matte one that is kind of like the square shape. But I really love this one. It is beaded. It is most likely older than the 60s. So the guy who sold it told me that it is most likely from the 20s, which is so great. What a nice little purse. And this actually has detachable straps in here. A little sign that just says that it is handmade. And this is just such a beautiful and dreamy bag. As said, I need to go out more. I need to do more things that require fancy purses. I actually do have another fancy purse. This one is also from the thrift store, and it reminded me of Stevie Nicks, and I love Stevie Nicks. She's such a wonderful witchy fashion icon, and I just wanted to get it. This one doesn't really hold a lot of things. I mostly use it for my like lipstick or something. I rarely use this as the actual purse. I will usually pop this into the purse and then just take it out and have it sit there with me. It's so beautiful, and the details are so intricate and delicate. It's wonderful, honestly. Whoever used to make all these vintage bags is just a master of their craft, because these are just crafted so beautifully and with so much love. Next up, I have another big one. I just like to have a couple of purses that actually fit my computer, because I often end up taking it if we go somewhere. This one is just a regular red leather one. It only has one big compartment, but it's just so beautiful, honestly. I really love it. This is definitely more of like a late 60s going into the 70s kind of style. You could unhook the strap back here if you wanted. I really love this purse too. I feel like it must have not been used a lot by the original owner because of how great the condition is. But it's just a nice little purse. And I remember that this one was only like $5, $7 maybe. I showed you this in a thrift with me, and I know that on that day they were kind of like having this dice thing going on where you could roll the dice, and then whatever number it was, they gave you that percentage off. And I know that I got really lucky and got a 6, so this was 60% off. So it most likely was like $3 or something. I have been wanting to make a bag like this for the longest time. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And I also have had this one for a couple of years now. It's from the thrift store, but someone definitely crocheted this themselves. It's so funky. I love the vibrant blue. It's just a fun little bag. I really like to carry this. It has a lot of space, just one big compartment, but I don't really mind that if I'm being honest. It's great if you need to bring papers or something because it holds so much. I also feel like this is so great for like 70s looks, and I really like to pair this with more toned down outfits because it just adds that little bit of an extra kick to it. I actually have another purse from my grandma. This used to be her going out purse. It's so beautiful, isn't it? I really like it, honestly. I have another one of her going out purses here, actually. Wait a minute. There we go. These are two very different styles. I'd say that this one is most likely from the late 60s, and this one just has a really timeless shape. I feel like these kind of purses have been really popular lately. I see them a lot, at least. This one is a great quality. It held up the past couple decades really greatly, and I truly love it, honestly. I really like to have purses that I share special stories with. Like, for example, the big red one that I showed you, I got with my sister-in-law, so it always makes me think of her. And now these are by my grandma, and so I cannot help but wonder what she put in those back in the day. This one's definitely probably older, from like the mid-60s, I want to say, because it's just a lot more delicate. This once again is just so tiny that I just often don't really know what to put in, but it's so beautiful. Look at the little charm down here. I feel like this too is such a timeless and wonderful purse, and you open it like this by like folding the pieces up. It's stuffed with a little bit of fabric, which is something that my grandma and my grandpa, not related to her, another grandpa, have actually taught me, that if you have leather goods, always stuff them with some sort of fabric scraps. They both used to use all sorts of leftover fabric scraps because it just keeps them in shape, and that's truly beautiful. This one too was a gift. It's so funky. I really like this one. I feel like some people might think it is too gimmicky and they will not like this, but this is right up my alley. It's a fun little purse that is actually made out of 2 records that were put against each other. This also was a gift from my dad, so I always think of him. My dad is also really into like funky little things, so this is just perfect, and he was the one who got me started on my record collection, so this is just really fitting. I'm so torn on this purse. I've actually put it up on story sales before. It hasn't sold yet, and I'm kind of glad about it, but I don't really use it, so I probably should give it away. So this is an alligator purse. I just want to say here, I would never buy leather, fur, or alligator new, but this is from the thrift store. Yeah, it says alligator in there, and it even like has this like little metal thing for your keys. It is a beautiful purse, and I need to wear it more because I just need to give it justice. Honestly, I feel like this is the #1 reason why I end up selling things, because when they just sit in my closet and I don't really use them, I feel bad. I feel like these are beautiful pieces. Someone should take this crocodile purse out of town, and I don't know if I can do that, and I just really need to try and style this one more. It is so much fun, honestly. I'm currently looking for a pair of black corduroys. Now imagine like a black pair of corduroys, black turtleneck, a big vintage necklace, and then this. That would be really great. A kind of like Sharon Tate inspired look, with big fur coat. Yeah, I need to hold on to this one a little longer and just really give it its moment, because it is so special, and I bet it cost someone a fortune back in the day. Next up, this slouchy little purse that I got from my mom. My mom went to Australia as a young woman. This must have been in the 80s. Am I right about that? 60s? More likely the early 90s if I think about it. And she got this purse there. It actually has a little tag, genuine leather, something Australia. And yeah, I really like it. I feel like this one works really well for 70s kind of bohemian looks. Because it is so slouchy, it fits a lot of things, and it has a long enough strap to be worn over the shoulder. which, as said, I don't really mind having the ones that I have to carry, but sometimes if it's just my son and I and we're like out and about, I like to have something that I can put over my shoulders so that I'm hands-free. These two bags are kind of similar, but also pretty different, and so I cannot part with them. I have this one, which just reminds me of southern France in the summer. It reminds me of Jane Birkin. I love how kind of like see-through it is. This is like the perfect bag to put in a book, a camera, and go down to the lake or the ocean or wherever you live. I really like this one. I love the round little handles. It's just so special and beautiful. Now that I look at this, I feel like this would be a fun little top too. But yeah, I really like this one. I use it a lot. I just feel like this is a purse that I use a lot in the summer and not in the winter. And I know that that does not make any sense, but I feel like style-wise, this definitely goes more with summer clothes. This is the other one. It's definitely a little different, but also kind of the same. This one works better for me during the winter. I don't know. It's also smaller. It's beautiful. There's not a lot to say about this. Honestly, I feel like I keep just describing these bags to you, even though you can clearly see them, and I keep just telling you how much I love all of them. And in my brain, I'm like, I need to have an explanation as to why I own them, to kind of like justify why I have so many purses, but there really is no reason other than the fact that I love all of them and that I love to have different purses. I love to do different 60s and 70s styles, and yeah, it's my collection. It was really inexpensive to get all of these because I get everything from the thrift store, which doesn't mean that they don't mean the world to me, because they really do mean a lot to me. But I feel like the great thing about dressing 60s and 70s is that you can get so many things pre-used, and it just makes collecting a lot cheaper. But also, I just want to say I have not built this collection in like a day. I have been dressing vintage for, I want to say 5, 6, something like that years now. So it has been a couple of years for me to build up this collection. So if you're just starting out right now, don't worry, you will get there. Trust me, once you start looking for 60s and 70s things, they will somehow just fly to you. I don't know, you will see one thing, another thing, and next thing you know, you will have built a beautiful collection. Next up is this one that I used to use so much up to a point where this part of the strap fell off, and I was just out running errands, and it was the middle of COVID, but I had a leftover mask with me, and this is actually an elastic from a mask that I just used to tie it back together. I should replace that one day because it doesn't really look nice, but this purse has been with me through so much. This was my go-to purse before the tooled leather one that I showed you first. I still really like it. I think it is so beautiful. It goes well with a lot of looks. This is a purse that I like to use a lot in the winter. For some reason, this is a winter purse to me. And these Gobelin kind of purses got really popular because doing this at home got really popular. So this is like, you could get these templates and then make this and even turn them into purses, even though I'm sure someone bought this one, but I love the details. If this was a modern bag, I feel like it would only have the art in the front and not the front, the bag down here and on the sides. We only have a couple more left, so bear with me. This is a vintage camera bag. It has these like compartments in here, and then it used to have an elastic up there, but that was already kind of like disintegrating. Elastics get less and less stretchy over time, but I really like to use this, especially if I bring my camera, because I can put it in here and just know that it is safe. This holds a lot of things because of its shape. It's just kind of like boxy and beautiful, which I like. These boxy purses were super popular in the 60s. And then down here it says made in Western Germany, which is just a fun little knick-knack and something that here in Germany will always tell you that a product was made before 1989. I mean, it'll tell you overseas too. Whenever you find something that is made in Western Germany, that was definitely made prior to 1989. But here it's just really common to see these tags on things. Moving on with 2 more going out bags. This one is so dreamy and sweet. I actually just got this one back because 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago, something like this, my sister-in-law went to a costume party for New Year's Eve. Must have been 2 years ago, and it was a 1920s themed party, and so she asked me for a costume. and we decided to go with this bag. So beautiful and timeless, and she just forgot to give it back, which is totally fine. I forget things all the time. She lives a little further away, but I saw her 2 weeks ago and she brought this back to me, and now I really want to use it really soon. The only thing that always makes me hesitant to use this bag is how flimsy this bit up here is, and I really don't want it to lose any pearls. So if anyone has an idea, because I mean I could replace it, maybe something like a fishing wire would make me feel more safe. I don't know, let me know if you have any ideas. This is another one of these little going out bags. This one is velvet, and then this kind of like crochet with fabric looks were super popular. The patchwork leather bag was kind of like this, and you will see this a lot with vintage vests from the 60s and 70s. But this one is velvet, and then it has a sparkling silver yarn. I've showed you this really recently in a thrift haul, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. This is my current go-to purse. I just love everything about it. It's just such a perfect autumn color purse. It has a little coin purse, which I now use as my wallet, and a zipper up here. It's so beautiful. I mean, just look at it, the colors, everything about it. These kind of carpet materials and carpet bags were popular, which, speaking of it, I have another one. I have only one more after this, so we're really close to the end. This is another carpet bag, also that kind of like go-bala kind of style. These purses got really popular in the late 1960s. I like this one because it is so big. I used to use this a lot. I haven't used it in a while because something about it is just so wintry to me. I know it is ridiculous, and I know that the bag doesn't get cold. I'm not insane, but I'm just saying this is clearly a winter piece to me. And then last but not least, I have this one. This is a special purse. It is really heavy, and it has all these like mother of pearl kind of pieces, which makes it kind of almost iridescent, I want to say. I really like it from the inside. It's just plain and white, and this is just so wonderful for a late 1960s look. It is so special with the little handle up here. It is so beautifully made. Even this part down here has all the details, and this is just such a special piece. And this one too makes me wonder about the original owner, because these silky purses are often pretty old. I'm gonna say that this one is most likely from the late 60s, but I just cannot help but wonder with this purse and all my purses, what was put in them before. All the like wonderful things that people used to carry with them, all the places that these purses have seen. As said, I have that one from Hong Kong that I got on Vinted here in Germany, and I love that mystique that some clothing pieces have. You don't know where they came from. I don't know who will own them in the future, but I like to know that I add a little bit of their history. So that is it for today's video. You can hear my son downstairs. He went and took a bath with my husband, and I think they're done because I can hear them. So it's good timing that I'm ending this video right here. I want to thank you for watching. Please let me know which of these purses was your favorite, and also what kind of purses do you have? What kind of purses do you like to use? I feel like I always think that I have a purse for every occasion, and I probably do, but if I'm at a thrift store and I find a purse that I really like, I will most likely get it. But I honestly think it is fun. It is wonderful to collect things, because then I can fill all these things with memories and wonderful little stories. If you enjoyed this video, I would love you to give it a thumbs up and maybe even share it with a friend. It supports me, it supports the channel, and it would truly mean the world. I just checked earlier this morning, and I'm at 19,990 something subscribers. So by the time you're seeing this video, today's Sunday, we're most likely at 20,000. So I just want to thank you, honestly. It means the whole world. I know that these silly little videos don't mean a lot to a lot of people, but to me they mean a lot, and it means so much to me that you're watching them, that we get this special time to just hang out with each other, and that you care for all these wonderful 60s and 70s things, because I feel like it is great to keep an era alive and to just talk about a time that may have been long gone, but just truly holds that special kind of magic. So I want to thank each and every single one of you. I'm planning on doing a really special vlogmas for you this year. Basically something really elaborate, a sort of twist on my Explaining 60s series. There will also be vlogs and all the wonderful Christmas festivities, and I also really want to do a giveaway. So I will think about something and I'll let you know. I hope you have a beautiful day, go out, enjoy the sunshine. Take yourself some time to focus on you and your mental health today, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, dolls.